Hey guys, it's Jackie with Winchester, the Supernatural Service Doodle. I'm here to talk about all things service dogs and Winchester related. Today I have a big problem about petting the service dogs. There's a reason why we don't allow our dogs to be pet. There's a few reasons why. Some people will allow you to pet their dogs, under the right circumstances, and sometimes even I might. But you just can't go up and approach a service dog. Well, they're working. They're not pets. A lot of people think, it's like a regular dog with just a vest on, walking with its disabled partner, with your teammate. But, it's really not the case. They are doing a job, especially if they're medical alert or anxiety alert service dogs. They need to keep their eye and attention on us because they need to know what our systems are doing, what our respiratory rates are doing, what our vital signs are. And if they get distracted, then they could miss an alert. There's a big story that had happened once where a dog did get distracted. He missed the seizure alert for his teammate, and she ended up having a seizure, and the results were just drastic. So that's one reason why. Just please ignore us when you see us. I mean, I don't go up and pet you when you're at work, right? No, of course not. That would not be appropriate at all if people just go up to you and just touch you. I don't like being touched in normal life circumstances. Well, neither does my dog. And just because he's a service dog doesn't mean he has to like to be touched. And he doesn't. And the reason why he doesn't like to be touched is because he knows that I don't like to be touched. So when somebody approaches us, he senses that I get nervous, so he gets nervous, and that's a whole thing. So please, just when you see a service dog, understand he's working, and he is there to do a job. So last night, I was walking my dog, and he didn't have his vest on because we were just walking. He wasn't working at the time, but still, he should have had his vest on. And unfortunately, now every single time I walk my dog, he has to have his vest on because of what happened last night. This child came up, not even a toddler, not a small child, 7, 8 years old, definitely old enough to know better, and just screaming, flailing her arms, running up to us, yelling, "I'm going to pet that dog, I'm going to pet that dog." And I freaked out. I body blocked him. I was like, no, you can't. Well, one, because of the way she was acting, he was completely scared. She wasn't a tiny child. She was bigger than him. And she was just acting completely erratic, like a kid, but a very, very over-energetic kid. And so I was like, no, you can't pet him. You can't pet him, honey. You can't pet him. I'm sorry, you can't. She was not listening to me. She was like, yes, I'm going to pet him. She was trying to get around me. Winchester was freaking out, just trying to, back up and shake from me. And he had his easy leader on, so, he couldn't get away, thankfully. And then she eventually stopped and went over to another dog that I was speaking with his owner, because she's my neighbor. And that dog couldn't be pet either because he jumps on people. Well, Winchester calmed down because the girl was away from him. And then when she realized she couldn't pet that dog, she came back up, running, screaming again, "No, I'm going to pet him. No, I'm going to pet him." And I, again, body blocked. It's like, no. And I'm getting kind of mean with the child. And she was like, "I'm just going to pet him back here," which under normal circumstances, that's where you should pet a dog, is in the back. You don't try to pet them in the face. But still, no, I did not want her to pet the dog at all. My dog did not want her to pet him at all. So he's still, trying to get away because he sensed that I didn't want this to happen. So he didn't want it to happen. Finally, after quite a few seconds, maybe 30, 45 seconds of me battling this child, trying to keep her away from my dog, I actually heard an adult from across the way say, "Come on, it's time to go." So now I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? You're watching this happen? he's not a small dog. You don't know what could happen. The dog that I was talking with, my neighbor's dog, is not a small dog. So her parents were watching this child act this way. Not okay. Not okay. Okay? But even though he didn't have his vest on, everybody in the neighborhood knows that he's a service dog. So this child's parents knew that Winchester's a service dog. So here's what I need all you parents to do. Please teach your children that a service dog is a working dog. You cannot pet them. You cannot distract them. You cannot approach them. Sometimes you can ask to pet them. Maybe the service dog team will allow you to pet them. Maybe they won't. It depends on multiple things. How the handler's feeling that day, how the dog is acting that day. If we can, some people are like, yeah, you can pet him, but first he has to sit. That's always what I do. He has to get into a certain position before you can pet him. You're never allowed to pet him in the front of his body, only in the back, and only like 2 pets, and that's it, and then go away. People do have rules. Sometimes you may be able to pet the dog, but under normal circumstances, no, you can't. And this is why a service dog may not like to be pet. If I see you with a baby in the store, can I just go up and start, petting your baby and squeezing its cheeks, stuff? No, it's not appropriate. If I can't pet your baby, you can't pet mine. And that's how most service dog teams feel. And another thing is that you can get them fired. Plain and simple, you can get them fired, because if you scare them and they act aggressive or they jump and knock something down or destroy some sort of property because you scared them and you distract them, 100 things can happen. Then that dog can be fired. So please, just understand, a service dog is not a pet. It's not. They don't play like pets. They don't get fed like pets. They don't go on walks like pets. There is nothing about a service dog that is like a pet dog. It can miss an alert if, and then you can really harm the handler. And do you want to be responsible for that? For, if the handler, falls and cracks his head open because the dog, forgot or missed an alert because you were distracting it? No, you don't want to be responsible for that. Another thing, the other night I was at the store with Winchester, and this woman started making kissy noises at them. And that is a big no-no that we service dog teams hate. It's kissy noises and distractions. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And I was like, I'm sorry, ma'am, you can't pet him right now because he's working as his vest on. She literally argued with me, a grown woman. She's like, no, I can pet him. He just needs to smell my hand first. And only her kissy noises are better than mine. They're really squeaky. And he was, backing up like, no, you can't touch me. I don't want you to touch me. And I don't blame him. I don't want to be touched. He doesn't want to be touched. He doesn't have to be touched. The only thing that the ADA requires is that if something happens, that a stranger can take his leash. It is not required that a stranger has to be able to pet him. Of course, he's not going to bite you, but he doesn't want you to pet him. So don't pet him. Hands off my dog. There's a patch out there with a very popular Etsy store that says, don't you effing dare think about touching this service dog. And when I saw that patch, I was like, wow, that's a little aggressive. Now I'm thinking I might need that patch. When I'm out with Winchester, I always have protection on me. When I'm out any time, I always have protection on me, but I always have a stun gun on me, pepper spray, a knife, anything to protect him from like a large aggressive dog, something like that. And of course, to protect me from anybody who could hurt me. So, but what do we do to protect them from drive-by pets or, harassing little children or harassing adults? What can we do? Please leave your comments at the bottom. What do you think that we can do? Because this is becoming quite a problem with him already. He's only 4 months old, so people do think he's really, really adorable. And, when we were in Walmart the other night, he was absolutely perfect and everybody loved him and he behaved so perfectly. But just this one woman kept coming and circling him, kind of like she was taunting him. And he wasn't going to do anything, and I knew it, and I was just like, ignoring her. But, what can we do to get people to just leave us alone? What on this vest says to that woman at the store the other night? Now, I don't expect the child to be able to read this at night, but what about this vest says, please come pet me, please come give me kisses and, kiss at me. Do not pet. Stop. Service dog in training. Service medical alert dog, asthma alert dog, a handler has lupus. I'm working for her, mobility dog. What about this vest says, please come pet me and let's be friends? Nothing. So adults, please just act maturely, act intelligently, and please teach your kids not to pet our service dogs. They are working. They have an important job to do. We work very hard to be able to do what we do. And please don't get our dogs fired. Please, please, please. Okay. All right, guys. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.